Hey, welcome everybody. Welcome. It's Alex B and André Lauter on the YouTube channel. And today we introduce you rFactor 2 and on a special raceway, which is the raceway of the Weathertech Raceway, global Weathertech Raceway, with some special car today. It's the British touring car BTT. So it's really interesting because this track is really nice, and really nice to drive, honestly, because it's not so complicated. You have just to be careful that on the race you have a formation lap that you must perform. So don't start to race immediately. Just start by the formation lap. Also on GT3 it's also like this, and then you can start the race like here. And yes, about the track, it's a not so well-known track, but really nice. And the overlay they have chosen on the rFactor is also good because it's take one part of the oval part and some other part, and the road course too. And so, which is really nice to drive. The curves are not so big. They are not so much. They are not really chicane or things like this. So it's really nice to drive. And yeah, about this track, it's really nice. This time the weather was fine, so also good. And there were 24 drivers. It's part of the series of the weekly. Oh, you see, there's some crash. It's part of the series of the weekly event that rFactor proposed. So you have several ones. For example, Formula Pro. For example, endurance, and some other things. So which it's really a variety of things, which is in addition to the daily events that you can also perform, which for example BMW or Radical Rookies. So it's a good addition for the holidays. In fact, for this edition, by the way, you have to notice that you may buy the content to get the track and get the car, and they are a good offer with some for to get those cars and a big choice of car, like for example BMW, Ford Focus, Toyota, Corolla, and Honda and Supra and some other one, Vauxhall, for example, for the for the well-known one, and it's a nice touring package that I recommend to you because the car are really nice to be drive, and I must say my favorite is the Focus one because the Focus is really nice and easy to master. And I was knowing this from Forza Motorsport, and I must say it has nothing to do with the version of Forza Motorsport. Yeah, this for the car physics, I must say it has nothing to do. So if you want the real experience, better take this one. But also the BMW, for example, are really good, and it depends on what you like. And this track is not so hard to do. It's a laser scale track, like part of the new one of rFactor. So it's really very nice to drive, and very interesting to try and to drive. And it's a special event that everybody, no matter which level you are, can join because it's Christmas. So that's why it's really interesting, even for the rookie. So no matter if you are a pro, a rookie, you can always join it. And last time the weekly event was a little bit different because it was about Nordschleife and 23 kilometers and 73 curve. So it was a really special event. And further we will make another video about it because it was really something special. But it's just to tell you about this, that the weekly event, they are currently this also the SPA event for the amateur or Formula Pro system. So for any amateur of Formula, it's really nice. I have tried it myself and I must say it's really nice. So I also recommend it to you if you like Formula in general, and this Formula Pro are really much better than the one of the EA Games official Formula One, for example. And so it's really interesting to do also. About touring car, yes, as I told you previously, I have made an experiment in for the motorsport on this category, and that's why I have discovered that the Focus is a nice stable car that you can also tune or set up, and you can find some setup on internet about how to make it for rFactor too, and. Also, what is interesting on this game, it's some driver as I can send you and share their setup together, which is very good finally. So the community is really nice and sharing the tip of the setup. But don't forget something, keep in mind that it's not like on Forza Motorsport, which it's a sim arcade. It means that you have to really respect the rule and be very careful. For example, even if you auto spin off, that the trajectory must be always predictable for the other driver. And also it has to be the register with the real name, and it's not always controlled by robots, but also some human person who really watch after the video and can review, and you can get a report if you are not careful enough. So you have to be really careful on any rFactor event. This is available from rookie till pro. This is really valuable. And also some official iRacing events are also made here on rFactor 2. So you have to be it's really organized also when you have the sufficient level. For example, you start by bronze, but then after, if you are silver, you are open to more events. But I must say, even on bronze category, it's greatly open to lot, and you are allowed to participate to a lot of events, even as rookie. So even if you are just rookie, it's also open for a lot of things. So, yes, look, the slow car that you can see here, the green one. Yes, here. This was me. Because my car was damaged. That's why I was slow, in fact. But, unfortunately, at the end of this race, I've kissed the wall. But, yes, because it's even hard. But I've tried to keep it up until the box and to make it as safely as possible to go until the box. So this is important too when you are on a race. Even for example, if you have a big race on 23 kilometers like Nordschleife or a small race like this, is to always keep it up and go safely to the box as soon as you can. This is the main things to say about it, of course. And also, something important for you, as an addition to this game, and independent to the game, which also work for AMS2, for example, is crew chief. Crew chief always indicate you car on your left, car on your right, or blue flag, yellow flag, which sector, which time, which temperature of the track, and all this kind of information. So crew chief is really important. It can be it's free and usable for rFactor 2 with a special plugin, and also for AMS2. So it's really good. And also Assetto Corsa and many other race room and many other simulation game. So it's really super. You can really, it's free and really important with all the indication given. So it's really good. Yes, for ATC, I know that you have an internal one which is also very good and give you some indication. But yes, of course, navigate without map plant or without cruise ship can be difficult. that's why it's really good to have all the indication here directly down. So it's really good. Yes, this track is not really known, but it's really good. By the way, if you want more of a video like this one, don't hesitate to subscribe and activate the bell so you know when we put out some new video. We make it this very often, so you can always get some new video about new updates of sim racing. And the good thing on rFactor too, it's privileged mostly some European track, but also some international American track like this one, for example. And the driver field is really international, from American till Japanese, till French, till Italian, till Eastern, German. No matter which nationality, it's really often. And people are really nice mostly. They always, for example, they always write sorry on the track and something like this if you crash and all this. So it's really nice. And I must say, rFactor has also the big advantage. It can be easily drive in VR. If you work in VR, it's really easy drivable, and you can see some good graphic also inside your VR. So no matter if you work on triple screen or in VR, it's both are possible, and it's really nice to watch with. So really interesting too, and it's offer a good driving experience too. So no matter if you are on a GT, for example, or if you are on touring like this one, it's always a good driving experience, and with a good community. Look, for example, in games like AMS, you have to join a Liga or something like this to get some online experiment. Here, around the clock, you have always some event and always somebody to play with, and not really KI, which is also good. So it's only a real driver, like on iRacing. So it's the advantage. And it's not so, let's say, not so limited like on iRacing, when you have some only few category open to rookie, and you must really drive hard to get a license to finally meet the criteria to get some other race. Here you are, it's mostly open, no matter of your level. Of course, be careful with your safety and try to progress as much as you can. Look, with Andre and me, we are still rookie. This is a fact, and we try, but we are always willing to learn and learn every time. Look, for example, we have tried this track specially at our beginning on as a rookie on with a mini event, and it was really chaotic. but this time. We have also published this video, by the way. If you want to take a look at it, you can look further. But on this touring car, we were feeling much better, both. No matter Andre or myself, it was going much better. Because finally we have learned the track and it was much better. And look, for Spa, for example, we have already practiced it on the Automobilista too, for example, and it's the same layout that is here proposed by rFactor, so it's good. Of course, they have different variations that you can find, but there may be more variation on Automobilista too, because Automobilista is a sandbox with lot of different variation of any tracks. But here you can. Oh, sorry, it was me. Oh, anyway, I'm just a rookie, and I try to deeply to learn till namely till June. Yes, and I've started with Racecraft Online on Automobilista too. This is, and Andre and myself, we have started like this, which is not so easy. And finally, we have after we have discovered rFactor not so long ago, and try to train it too. And it's offer most opportunity until the online mode has been take. And it was first in beta, and now it's in beta public, and they try and it's officially released even. So finally, after the beta public, so it's really good. Finally, no, it's and good things. It's you don't have to pay so many monthly fees like on iRacing, for example, that we have also tested. And problem on iRacing is quite American and quite limited to some Formula V, for example, and few tracks until you don't have a big ranking. So this is the minus of iRacing, of course, and also mostly American track. Yes, this is also the thing. If you want more European tracks, uh, here it's an example of with the American one. But mostly there are a lot of choice of bunch of on American of European truck was there like on Racecraft Online. By the way, to notice, if you like Racecraft Online, you can also ask and give from some special things and ask to be to be to get to vote for your favorite track and your favorite car. So don't hesitate to fill up the survey and ask about this, which is also good. Oh my god, it's a stop on the box here. Yes, I was getting some damage. Yes, Andre was getting some damage and was repairing his car. So now we are about a nice box stop over there. But yes, of course, many people were also pitting. And of course, I must say, for the long one, you have to make a pit stop strategy. For example, in Nordschleife, usually on the half of the race, you can change for middle pits to hard pits, for example, if the weather is good enough, and really change it. So it's also good, and it's really interesting to do and to discover. And it's really nice to discover all these tracks around with a really nice and fair community. Not like on Forza Motorsport where people mostly crash around, but I must say the discare of the community. Right now they have made a little bit of cleanup of Forza Motorsport, and now you can have also some decent race over there if you like some sim arcade just to relax yourself and not really stress out. So it's also nice for nice amateur things, you know. So it's and just let's say a relaxed time. Forza Motorsport has been elected the game of the day on the game of the year by the awards. So and they have cleaned it up really from the beginning. So this I can tell in comparison to this. Oh, I was just kissing the grass here, and yes, and unfortunately kissing a wall. Yes, and I must say on rFactor you have real damage, so which means that you kiss one wall and you are already out. Yes, this is the real fact on rFactor too. So the damage level, there's not really damage level. It's which means that in fact, for example, crew chief always indicate you by the way your damage level. So this is good things. For example, it tell you, oh sorry, but this time we can't repair it, or we can tell you, for example, you have just a small damage just in your reach and move on, or say, oh next time you have to come to the box. That's a big advantage of cruise ship. Yes, of course. This I will never unlike this enough. That cruise ship is really important because in fact you don't have a map with a navi with a map like on Forza Motorsport, for example, when you can see a map. Here you don't have any map. Here you really just have to learn the track. The best it's always to learn the track and train a lot, you know, several hours. Like, look, for example, for the Nordschleife, we have really trained the whole week, for example. And for this one, we have trained also 1 or 2 days on the, especially for the mini one. And then when we have come back, we could have make it spontaneous, just a small training, 1 or 2 hours or something like this. So, for example, because we were having the experiment of the mini before. Yeah, this I can tell. And I have, for example, I have tested last week also Svondort with a GT3, and it was relatively simple, let's say. So, for example, so but you have a BMW event which is always there, and sometimes you have some open wheels event also, which are regularly there on the daily event. So every day you have mostly a BMW track and an open wheel track or a radical rookie track. It's mostly working like this on rFactor too. But the weekly events are really interesting because they unlight really some special track like this one, for example, or a special category of car. Like, for example, last time for the Nordschleife, it was a Ferrari, for example, which everyone has the Ferrari for. But here on touring car, you can choose a different car with different skin. And for example, I like the fancy green screen here. It's really very fancy what you say. By the way, if you tell me what you think, tell us in comment what you like, what you don't like. If you like rFactor, Automobilista, what is your point of view? If you prefer to ride Assetto Corsa, if you want Assetto Corsa Completion, what you prefer? Just tell us in comment and tell us what you like, what you prefer, and of course what you dislike, what is finally your driving experience. Because as you know, driving is always a question of feeling. Feeling for the track, feeling for the car, of course. And you have to find your own feeling. Look, for example, I find my feeling here on a Ford Focus, but maybe somebody else will be better on a Vauxhall. So it's really depend. And it was a right driving as it's British touring. Yes. And don't get surprised by the formation lap. Like myself, I was surprised because I was not expecting to perform a formation lap. But yes, on this one, the formation lap is included, for example. But not on every race. It's also a small notice. No, so it's which prove that it's pretty real. It's from the formation lap until the end with the real rules of blue flag, yellow flag, and all these things that you must respect. And I've get myself a stop and go penalty. Yes. Also, that you must serve within 3 laps. And for stop and go, in fact, on this game, you don't stop on the box. This is also the error that some people do. Don't stop on the box. Just slow down, make your limiter speed off on, and just move on. Then your penalty is served. Because with the stop, it will count you as just a basic pit stop, so which will not stop by your penalty. So a small notice for you: don't let you surprised by this if you start first the game. That's just a small notice and info for you. That a lot of players were surprised by this. They say, yes, I make a pit stop, but it doesn't change the penalty. Of course not. It's just a slowdown that you have to drive inside the box. Also on AMS2, you have also this, that you must drive out around the box without stopping. This is stop and go penalty. Yeah, just for your information. If you and the driver level is very high, even on rookie. And on the weekly event, you have mostly people who drive with a silver license or even a gold license sometimes. Even some professional one, esportler, were there. Because there are some professional events with real money to win on rFactor too, like Virtual Le Mans, for example, and any other event. So it's really serious. It's very, very serious. So what miss on AMS, this online par with on the individual lobby, is totally filled up here on rFactor 2. This I must notice. And for the graphic, yeah, it's really worth it. Especially on these new tracks, which are much more better graphics than the old one. So which are really improved comparing to iRacing, which are not so good. For example, more let's say more older, and where you have a daily, a monthly fee to pay plus buy the track and all this. And on rFactor 2 also advantage, you can rent a server and for you and your friends and and test whatever you want. Look, for example, offline I was testing Le Mans, which is also with a Aston Martin car, and it was really a nice experiment. And you can test anything you want like this. But of course, the track must be buy step by step, but you can buy some package with the best tracks. For example, we have recently buy a package with included Le Mans, Monza, and Spa, for example, and Sebring, and many other one, and package of car also. So which also interesting. What is good, for example, when you buy a package and there is a touring event, you don't have to rebuy the touring, so it's good also. So it's a big advantage finally. And by the way, right now it's soon Christmas, so you have a lot of promotion of Steam with the half price of many things. So it's that's what I wanted to say in final. So I must say thank you everyone to watch, and don't hesitate to follow, to comment, and yes, thank you everyone, and see you later on the track. Bye!